guys, and welcome to my channel. Today's episode is going to be a plant update where I'm going to give you all the amazing updates, and we have a lot to go through this week for all my plants inside, and I'll take you guys outside and show you all the plants outside, which I'm really excited on updates on those. So let's get started, shall we? So first we're going to start with the rose stem that I was growing. I'm pretty much going to call this a fail at this point because it's been a month now and no new things have been growing. So I'm probably going to say this is a fail, and I'll probably get rid of these sometime this week. So that's the rose stems. So here is the Easter cactus. This is one of my Easter cactuses right now. I did water this guy yesterday, so it doesn't need to be watered. It's just some of the leaves are starting to fall off, but we got lots and lots of new leaves coming through, which is amazing. So I did give this guy more room to grow because in the previous container I had it in, it was kind of small and it was showing lots of signs that it wasn't growing. It couldn't grow anymore, so I decided to put it in a bigger pot, which is what this guy is. Now we're down to these two small Easter cactuses. As you can see, they're growing quite well. Some want to grow sideways. It's just the way they want to grow, but they are growing quite well. We got this guy, he wants to lay in here. Just lay in here. It's doing its own thing, but it's growing. So that's pretty good for those guys. So now we're moving on to my Christmas cactuses because I'm really excited about Christmas cactuses. Because around October to November, depending on the weather, if it gets to the point where you have to turn on the AC, that's the time to put your Christmas cactuses in a cold room or by a cold door. Which I'm probably just going to put by the cold door. Most likely for me. But this guy is already growing a new leaf right there, which is amazing. When you have Christmas cactuses, you won't know if it's a leaf or a bud until it starts to form itself. So I can tell, because this guy's like a pinkish or reddish color when it was coming out, but now it's starting to form itself as a leaf, which is really good. So you really shouldn't expect any buds at this point, unless it's very, very cold where you live. The only time you're supposed to expect buds from this guy is around Christmas time, which is why they're called Christmas cactuses. So I'm really excited about these. So probably down here in Florida, I'm probably gonna put them by this back door, which gets really cold at night. So what I do is I'll place them at the back door and I'll cover them up with the curtain there all night while I'm sleeping. Then when I get up, I bring them back up here. So that's basically what I do. I'll probably start doing that around end of October, beginning of November. It really depends on the weather. If it gets to the point where I have to turn on the heater in the house, that is usually the time where I will start doing that. So here is this Christmas cactus, who is doing quite well. So I have watered all of these guys, so it's really, really good. But look, we have a new leaf right there. It's growing right there. Focus camera. It's so freaking small, but there it is. It's so small, but that's kind of what you can expect when you see new leaves coming through. They'll be like very tiny, and you can't really tell if it's going to be a bud or it's going to be a leaf until it starts forming into a leaf, which that guy is starting to do. And then we got this Christmas cactus. We got this old leaf that has died and just came off just like that, which is what I wait for, basically. And then we got this guy. It's a very, very small, but it's pink. And it looks like it's gonna be a leaf, but I'm not too sure at this point. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right there. Very small. Can't tell if it's gonna be a leaf or a bud at this point because it's so tiny. And I got another one growing. So yeah, this is like the funnest part for me, is to see new growths on it, to see what it's gonna become. It's just the most fun I've had, really. So now we're moving on to my aloe. And as you see, my aloe likes to lay on its side. I don't know why, but they just do. So this aloe has grown another leaf right there. This one's still the same. They were growing together, so I just kept them together. And they're growing. It's so pretty. Can't wait to show you guys the mother plant and see all of her babies when we go outside, but everything's going well for this guy. So now we're gonna move on to my orchids, which is the best part for me because I just love these guys. So here's this guy. Still got the flower spike right there. It's so tiny right now, but it looks like it's growing another leaf for me. It's so tiny I can barely see it. So it's really, really cool to see that. It's really cool when you see your orchid growing roots or growing new leaves and stuff like that when you put them into a new, if it's organic media or if it's water culture. It's really cool to see that because it makes me really happy to see that. So then we got this guy. So we got the flower spike. Right here it's still growing. I'm not going to cut it off unless it starts dying on me, then I'll cut it off. That's the only time I will. And this guy's got lots of roots, and we have a leaf growing right there. It's growing right there. It keeps getting bigger and bigger. Because that's the thing with Phalaenopsis orchids. You gotta make sure you have the space because their leaves get quite big. They get bigger than the last leaf every single time. So we got this guy, we get this aerial root. It just likes doing that. We get this small flower spike right here, and we got this nice giant leaf. As you can see, it gets bigger from the previous leaves. So that's why I always say you need to make sure you have plenty of room for them to grow. Because their leaves just get huge. Oh my goodness. So then we got this one, who's been in spike for quite a while. I feel like it's been at least over a year it's been in spike, but I'm totally cool with it. I'm not gonna cut it unless it starts dying off, then that's when I'll cut it. And then we got this leaf right here that is growing quite well. And then we got these aerial roots right here. They just keep going. I'm not gonna change it for them. They want to grow in the air, so I just left them. Because that's the thing that you can expect with phals. They will have aerial roots. It's normal. At least one of each of mine has an aerial root. At least one. So now we are going to look at my baby orchid, which I'm debating with myself right now. I'm debating if I should go ahead and get a bigger container for this guy, because as you can see, it's growing roots like crazy right now. So I probably should go buy a bigger pot for this guy for when it's ready to come out of this one. And this one is growing a new leaf. It's very, very tiny. I can barely see it at this point. And this guy has aerial roots. Like I said, at least every one of my orchids at least has one aerial root growing now. At least one. Yeah, I should probably go and pick up a bigger container for this guy, because it looks like in a few months, weeks to months, it's gonna need a bigger container the way it's growing. Here is my last Phalaenopsis orchid. There's no growth in the leaves right now, but this leaf is yellowing off, and it's just quite heavy. It's the bottom leaf, because those are ones that usually go first. So usually when I take them out and check the water, I usually just pull gently on the leaf. If it falls off on its own, then we're good. But look at this guy, it's growing so much. We got two roots right there growing. It's so pretty. So happy about this one. So if you guys been with me for a while, you knew I was a little bit freaking out about that one. So I'm definitely happy about that. So now we are gonna go outside, and I'm gonna show you all my beautiful plants outside. Okay, so here is the mother aloe. There she is right there, growing as much as possible. So pretty. And then we got her babies over here. We see we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She still has her 5 babies, so that's growing quite well. They're so freaking pretty. So here is the poinsettia right there. It is currently raining, So everything is looking good with that poinsettia. Then we're going to go over to this one. Those two are doing quite well. The other one has sadly died on me, but those two look really good. And it is fertilizing week, so I will have to fertilize these guys this week. So pretty. Looks so pretty. And this is the one I was so excited to show you guys, was my rose bush. Look at that. We already got a rose coming in. And then we have 2 more buds that are going to come in. Oh, that is so pretty. Look at that. Can't tell you guys how excited I am about this. So we have 2 buds. Let's see if I can focus. So we have 2 buds right there. And we have the one that's starting to grow into a big, beautiful bud. So these are going to be red roses by the color of that one, which I'm really, really excited about. And I get to fertilize these guys this week, because this week is fertilizing week. So I'm very, very excited. Okay guys, we just came back from outside to see all the beautiful updates. As you saw, the mother aloe and her 5 babies are doing quite well. The 2 poinsettias that still are alive are doing quite well. They're growing quite well. I love it right now. So for the poinsettias, we probably won't be trying to cover them to induce them to go into the red leaves until about November-ish. It's probably about 6-8 weeks before Christmas, which we'll probably do that. So around November, end of October, beginning of November is probably when we'll start doing that. And my rose bush, as you saw, is growing quite well. It has 1 red rose bud growing, and as you saw, it has 2 others that are starting to grow as well. I don't know if that's normal for this time of year, but I'm loving it right now. And again, all the fertilizers that I currently use will be in the description below. All of my fertilizers used for my orchids, for my roses, for my poinsettias, and everything else. So I'll just show you guys what I use for what. So this is the one I use for my roses right there. That's my rose feed. This is my feed for everything else besides the orchids. So this is the guy I use for that. And for the orchids, I have 2 different ones because 2 do totally different things. This is for the ones that are growing roots and leaves only. So this is the one that I use for that. And this is the bloom booster, which I use for the ones that have flower spikes or have buds on them. So that's the one I use for that. It's really, really fun to do. What I do with the orchids is I take them out of their containers, I put them in a tub. It's like a little Rubbermaid tub that we have. I can put 2 to 3 orchids in there depending how big they are. And I just have distilled water, which I buy, or rainwater, which I collect outside. And I put it in there with the fertilizer, and I just add the plants to it. And I let them sit in there, the fertilized water, for 1 hour. Then I take them out and I put them back in their container. If their container needs cleaning, I usually do that while they're sitting in fertilized water. So that is gonna be it this week for my plant update. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video if you liked it, share to grow our community, and subscribe if you're new here. I put out plant update videos every single week, and I hope to see you guys next week.